What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Gulls Nest. As always, I'm Odd84, and to the left of me, the baseball guru. The laces of the leather, the cork inside the bat. Here is truly Adam the Mallett.
That's lovely, lovely intro. Thank you, sir. Pleasure to be here on this warm, unseasonably warm. Well, I shouldn't say unseasonably. It's usually the way it is. Warm, toasty day in July.
We're in the middle of a heat wave here in New England, if you will. A heat wave.
But to be fair, at least we're not playing baseball like they are right now.
Yeah, I was at the game. We'll talk about it in a little bit when we get to that game. But I was at the game on Saturday in Lynn, and it was sweltering, and there was very little shade to be found on that entire field. So
yeah, I'm happy. I'm not. I don't regret missing that. Like, it smells like sewage.
Yeah, there was a whiff of sewerage coming up, and I'm not quite sure
it's just
where it was coming from.
It's just
but it could have been from. I'm not quite sure actually where it was coming from.
It's just Lynn.
I guess, yeah. So as we stand from last week, the Gulls are still in first place in the division. They're 19-11. They get a 2.5 game lead on the Mystic Schooners. Overall for the league, they are tied in second place right now. The Keene Swamp Bats both. The Keene is slightly better. They're 19-10. The Gulls have played an extra game. They're 19-11, about the same. And the best team in the NADBL is the Vermont Mountaineers at 21-8. So, we are. What are we? Let's say it's the 15th. There is 1.5 weeks left in baseball before the playoffs. A week from yesterday, Sunday the 21st, will be the NACBL All-Star Game. We'll briefly talk about that. Looks like they released the. Well, I can't click on it. On the page says they have released the All-Stars from the Gulls who are going. But then when I go and click on the link, I don't know if you're having any helping you out at all. It doesn't tell you who the people are. It just shows you that it gives you like a poster and gives you their faces, which doesn't help us.
That does not help at all.
But in a nutshell, it does say that there have been 8 players and the coaching staff will be going to the NECBL All-Star Game in Bristol, Connecticut on July 21st, in 6 days. So that's pretty good, pretty impressive. 8 guys. Yeah. I bet some of our guys have been picked. I can tell you that much. I'm going to go on a limb. I wish I could pick up the list because I'd love to talk about who our guys were, but unfortunately I cannot. But when we left you guys last week, it was on the 8th, right? Yeah, Monday the 8th. Yeah. There was a game in progress while we were on the air that we didn't get the chance to talk about, but we will talk about it tonight here on the Gulls Nest. So that would have been Monday, July 8th, second game. So it was a win.
No, they lost. They lost 9-3.
I'm looking at the wrong one. Yes, the 6:34 game. 9-3, they lost. Let's talk a little bit about that and your analysis of it.
So Kobe Holcomb, our boy Kobe, got the start, and it's been kind of a rough half month for him. The thing is this, I noticed if he pitches more than an inning, there's an issue. That's what seems to happen here. If you look at, I was just looking at his numbers as a whole, and in this particular outing, we'll talk about this first. 2 innings, 8 runs, 8 hits, all those runs earned, 4 strikeouts. So only 1 walk. So they're just actually hitting him. And I'm wondering if his fastball is just a dart with no movement on it. Mm-hmm. But like I said, he doesn't, after an inning, like it seemed like he was more so groomed as the closer. And I don't know why he seems to have been moved to this sort of position where they're giving him more than an inning or two. Because like I said, if you look at his numbers, when he pitches more than an inning, it seems like things start to come off the train starts to come off the tracks a little bit here. You know, his ERA is now at 7.02. It's been a rough half month.
I wonder if he's tipping his pitches a little bit too.
Maybe.
I wonder if he's starting to, after the second time around, the batters are able to pick up on some of his tendencies and what he's going to actually pitch. Or maybe his pitching package isn't exactly extraordinary. So perhaps it's easy to pick up. Like you said, the fastball might have nothing on it, or it just lays there across the plate.
And then, interestingly enough, Drew DeLuca Lucia seems to be trending in the opposite direction, where since from June 5th to July 4th, we're looking at not good. Like he'd pitch 2 or 3 innings and allow like 4 or 5 runs. And now all of a sudden, in his last couple, sorry, 2, 3, 4 runs. And then after July 8th and July 12th, he's pitched 2 innings completely scoreless, 4 hits. So the numbers don't look good as a whole right now, but the last couple outings have been really good. And then in that outing too, we had Randall come in for an inning who gave up a run, who has not been exactly stellar. And then we have Dorito, the chip come in, who came in for a hit, 1 walk, no runs. So he's starting to trend. Looks like he's starting to trend a little bit in a good direction also, which is nice.
It also appears offense didn't show up in this game as well. I mean, granted, it's a 6-inning doubleheader game, so there's not a lot of time. But you know, they only got 3 runs, and it was in the 5th, and it was basically off the starters for the Blue Sox. He was probably just getting worn down at that point, and they were able just to make some magic off him. But at that point they already had an 8-0 lead, or I guess in that point it was a 9-0 lead. So it wasn't really catastrophic. If you look at the go-to guys, Duncan, strikeout, Seymour, he had a RBI and a walk, so he was able to get on base at least. But Duncan usually gets on base, and he wasn't able to at all this game. And who else we got here?
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Look at the Blue Sox pitchers. Can you pronounce either of those freaking names?
No. Kowalski. I'm
okay,
that's say.
Not bad. That's not bad. Good luck with the next one.
And Nidringas.
Like some
very German.
Yeah, Nidringas.
The Nigogas. If I didn't look at his picture, I would have thought maybe Japanese.
Okay. All right.
But that's what happened while we were in the air last week. The Gulls lose 9-3 on the doubleheader, splitting the doubleheader that day. Moves on to the next game on Tuesday the 9th. A beautiful win, in fact. A game of bats, if you will.
Yeah.
How did the pitching do in this game?
Awesomely boring. We'll put it that way. Pruitt 7 innings, no runs, no walks, 6 strikeouts, followed by Walker, 2 innings pitched, 2 hits, a walk, 3 strikeouts. This is a love letter right here. And looking at Pruitt for the year, he's pitched 25 innings with an ERA of 1.77. 35 Ks. He's been looking good, man.
It's that's a sexy ERA. I like the strikeouts for this game. I like the combined strikeouts between the guys. We got 9 strikeouts that game, and only let up 4 combined hits, which is pretty good. In 1 walk.
What you want. Yeah, this is what you want. It's so boring, but it's great. Like, this is what you want.
And meanwhile, while they're shutting down the North Shore Navigators up in Lynn, the bats are alive. So that lineup's a little bit different if you're looking at it. No, not much different though than we used to. We got Duncan leading off, 5 at bats, a run, a hit, and a strikeout. Stevens, who's always been Mr. Solid, 4 at bats, 3 runs, 2 hits, an RBI, a walk, a strikeout. He's pretty much get everything going on there. Seymour, 6 at bats, which is interesting.
Why did you skip the hair?
Sorry, the hair. Yes, Stevens, the hair, and Seymour. Yeah. So basically, Duncan, Stevens, Hair, Seymour, and Williams have been our guys, I would say. And even Breeny's been coming on his own towards the end when he's been playing. So, I mean, all these guys, I'm looking at their batting averages. And Williams, look at that, 420, 4 at-bats, a run, a hit. These guys were hitting. They were making some magic happen. And they did it across 6 different pitches as well. The Navigators put up 6 different guys that game. And they were all able to hit or make some kind of production off them. So everyone did something pretty much beneficial in the lineup, and that's what you're looking for a solid. So between solid pitching and great offense, that game against the Navigators, 12-0 shutout, is what you need to, especially distance yourself and it being a division game as well. The importance of getting these wins are paramount, because at the end of the day, that's how you're going to decide if you're going to the playoffs or not. So that was on the 9th. And then we go to July 10th. Oh, God. This was a tough game. for the
Yeah, that was
Gulls
good.
against
Not good
Ocean
at
State.
all. Yeah.
8-5 loss. Yeah, how did this look?
Not good. So got the start was Cole Cheatham. I don't know. 4 2/3 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. So it just wasn't. It just was not jiving. Followed by Ulcich, who was inning and 2/3, 4 earned runs, 5 hits, no strikeouts and a walk. Then the chip comes in, 2/3 of an inning and a run. Just as he showed an improvement the last game, and this one it just seems like just fell apart a little again. And then Odell comes in. Odell, 2 innings. He was able to stop the bleeding, but by then the damage was already done. Odell, 2 innings, no runs, and 2 strikeouts. So it just was not good.
Yeah, I'm seeing a pattern with the chip. I feel bad every time he comes in. It seems like it's in a rough situation, and
Yeah.
it's I don't think if he hasn't got his rhythm yet on the season. The season's almost over at this point. So I'm curious to see how the next 2 weeks work out for him. On the offensive side of the ball, Duncan producing on as the leadoff. He had 3 at bats, an RBI, and 2 walks and 2 strikeouts. Steven also looking pretty good with 5 at bats. He had a hit, a run. Well, he wasn't looking pretty good. I'm sorry, 4 strikeouts that game. So it was a little uncharacteristic of Stevens. Still a 318
Yep.
batting average right there.
Yeah.
The tortoise, 2 at bats, an RBI, a walk, a couple walks, a strikeout.
You know
D.
what I
Williams.
noticed? You know what I noticed about him, about Hare? I noticed like he won't put up, like he's only batting 238, but it doesn't matter. He's always in the thick of it. Like he'll always have a couple walks, a run in there
Right.
usually somewhere, an RBI. He just somehow finds a way to get it done despite having his average not that high. You know?
Yeah,
It's
on the
interesting.
season he has 20 walks with 19 RBIs.
Mm.
He also has 3 home runs too, which not enough to shake your head. The only thing about him that he's aggressive because he has 33 strikeouts on the season, and I think it's just because he's over aggressive with trying to get a hit.
Actually, no, I might be thinking the opposite here because he has a lot
You
of
think so?
walks, right?
True, I guess so.
So it's
You're
like
right.
I think he just stands there and hopes that it's going to be a ball, and he's afraid to swing.
Yeah, you know what? That makes you know what? I think that makes way more sense. I think you're right. I think he's trying to take the walk.
Yeah.
Because when he gets on base, he's a threat. He has 7 stolen bases on the season. And let's see, 24 runs. So
Yeah.
with 24 games, that's a run a game he's getting. He's almost getting a hit a game too, right?
Yeah.
So, and if you look at on the 15th is the latest date, his on base average is like 855.
Sneaky.
He's slugging at
He's sneaky.
No, his on base is 430. I'm sorry. What's OPS?
On base percentage? On base
No, it's
slugging? I don't know.
on base. Like yeah,
I don't
that's another
know.
one of those. Slugging was 425 average. So I don't know. He's a sneaky little fella.
Yeah.
I mean, when the tortoise gets on base.
Yeah, on
magic
base plus
happens.
slugging. On base plus
Okay,
slugging.
there you go. It's a weird stat. I don't know how the useful
It
that
is.
is. But the guy of the game was definitely D. Williams though, right there. 3 at bats, 3 runs, 3 hits, an RBI, a walk. I mean, there you go. No strikeouts. So he was definitely the one trying to carry the Gulls that game against Ocean State that they lost 8-5. But it was a competitive game. It did seem like Ocean State did go through quite a few pitches. They went through 6 pitches that game. So the guys didn't last very long on the mound. It looks like there was a different guy every inning for the most part. So
yeah.
I don't know what you could say about that. I guess it was just a tough game. And I believe Ocean State Waves, yes, they are a division team. So that was a game that kind of hurt a little bit. And those division games will hurt. But it looks like they had no game on Thursday the 11th. They had the day off according to the schedule. And they had a doubleheader on Friday. This is interesting. Oh, okay. So I wonder, obviously they didn't. So Friday would have been 12th.
Yeah.
There's no way in hell they played a home and away. So I'm assuming they were the home. I'm assuming they went to North Adams for the away game. They came home. Okay, never mind. So North Adams came to Newport as the away team, and then on the second game they swapped. Even though they had to be the only way to do it because there's no way in hell. That's a hell of a ride.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that has to be it. Unfortunately,
Yeah,
that has to
so
be. It's the same day. Yeah.
yeah,
Um,
same day within hours. So the first game, well, both games were a win. So let's talk about the first game. It was a 5-4 win.
yes.
Six in a
Cade Shatwell. Did he though? Did he do that well? No, he five
what a name.
innings, 4 runs, 2 of them earned, 5 strikeouts, 1 walk. He's been solid. Is he? Well, actually, let me look at his numbers. Yeah, 3.19 season ERA. So he's been pretty solid. He's pitched. How many innings pitched we got so far? 31 innings. So he's been pretty good. And then our boy Kobe Holcomb comes in again, 1 inning, so it's fine.
Right.
No runs, nothing. It's just solid across the board. Three out. Looks like 3 up, 3 down.
Like you said, that's where Kobe belongs.
Yeah.
1 inning closing. Any more than that, something happens with him that he can't survive that second inning. And that goes with a lot of closers out there too, right? And you look at it in the pros and all levels. Closers will have a solid 1 inning. That's what they're good for. But once they have to go out there for a second, after being sitting there on the bench for a whole inning to coming back out, you know, I think it's something mentality too. I think it's in their head, because a lot of guys have trouble getting 4 outs. Like they have to get. So I think it's just a closer mentality that
it's gotta be.
fucks up your head at the end of the day. But this game, of course, offensively, a little quieter than usual. They have 5 runs and 6 hits. They also committed 2 errors too, which I'm going to go and probably made this game closer than it really should be. But you're going to see that in this type of ball, anyways. The real winners of the game, D. Williams, of course. They had 2 at bats, 2 runs, a hit, 2 RBIs. Always producing. Mr. What is his batting average these days? He was 455 at the end of that game. Let's see where he's at 458 right now for the season. 19 games, 59 at bats, 29 runs, 27 hits, 3 doubles, 2 home runs, and 16 RBIs on 17 walks, and only 9 strikeouts. Oh, and 13 stolen bases. So when this guy gets on base, you got to keep an eye out for him. So something's going to happen, right?
Yeah.
Dixon Williams, a true stud. I'm sure if we picked our All-Stars, he would be one of them, probably, without knowing the list of the All-Stars. Let's see, anything else significant of these guys? Brainy was consistent, I guess. Doyle, guys are trying to do some work, put pieces together, making things magic, but nothing out of the ordinary for these guys. And then we go to the second game. It was also a win, a 3-8 win for the guys. And
3-8-3. Now, not much going on here. Blake, 5 innings pitched, 6 hits. So that's more. It's actually, I think this stat line is very generous, and it could have been a lot worse. Like when you give 6 hits in 5 innings, I mean, you would think you'd allow maybe more than 3 runs or some home runs. He walked 2. So the fact they only gave up 3 earned runs in 5 innings after walking 2, allowing 6 hits, I feel like he got very lucky. That just sounds like very dangerous right there.
Right.
Followed by we had DeLuca coming in for 2 innings, and it was fine. It's fine.
Yeah, because it looks like after the 3rd inning, Blake kind of settled down a little bit. Yeah. And then he was in there for 2 more innings without any problems. And then, of course, another guy that comes in the later part of the game that actually does very well is DeLuca. He's just like, who's the last one we talked about? Kobe. No, the last
Kobe Holcomb. Kobe Holcomb.
Yeah. These are guys that if you come in at the end and you limit the amount of time or amount of plays they gotta pitch against, they'll produce pretty well for you. So good to see that. Offensively, the used crew, Dixon Williams kicking some ass again, for 2 hits, 2 RBIs, a run. And then we had some action from Mushida. When I was at the game on Saturday, they were really the guy who was doing the announcing was he was struggling with his name. It took him a breath or 2 to get it out. So, and the guy that's at the North Shore Navigators talks like this. He has this real raspy voice, and he's going, I can't even do it. I hurt my voice. But his voice sounds like someone who smokes cigars, and it's just this raspy, loud voice like this. Hey, you have your North Shore Navigators. I'm like, holy shit, this guy, it sounds like he's struggling every word he says. He's the voice of the North Shore Navigators. But damn. So yeah, this game, offensively, what do we get here? We got 8 runs on 9 hits. Also committed 2 errors. I've been noticing the errors on the Gulls have been pretty high this season. I've been seeing a lot of the 2 games I've seen live, a lot of goofy stuff that went on. Not calling a ball, misplaying the ball, a terrible throw, stuff that could be tightened up a little bit. That could be a problem.
Yeah.
Especially in the playoffs, whatever that. But like I said, these guys never played with each other before. It's the first time they're playing with each other. So,
True.
Where are we? So we're down here.
We're down at the game you went to.
Yeah, so they had Sunday off. I went to the game on Saturday, which was a win. Finally,
yeah, 4-3.
4-3. It was game was pretty close actually.
They only had 3 hits. The pitching held them to 3 hits the whole game. So
yeah. So I know I texted you. We didn't get to see the chip.
No, you didn't.
Randall came out and started. They had like the wrong name. I think I texted you someone else.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. I think. Yeah.
And then the guy got on the mound.
You texted me Chip.
Yeah, it was a different number. So they must have mixed up something. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I caught something different. But at the end of the day, yeah, here's what I'm talking about. The errors. There was 2 errors in this game too for the Newport Gulls. One error I believe was 2 guys going for the ball in the outfield and not calling it, and the ball just dropped in front of them.
Oh, so just a fundamental issue.
Right, just kind of like calling the ball and knowing where you're supposed to be. There was another one. I think there was an overthrow that went flying into the dugout or into the outfield. It was just bad. But my boy Cavallo came out 2 innings, and he was struggling a little bit.
No earned runs though. 2 2/3, 2 hits, 2 runs. They weren't.
Yeah, it seemed like it was a lifetime he was on the mound when he was out there.
Really,
it really did. It wasn't quick. And then Holt came out. And he pretty much lit the hit up. He came out for that 1 out, and during the process of it, he let up a hit, a run, a walk. He did get that last strikeout they needed to get out of the inning, but the game was way closer than it should have been. The bats weren't really alive. There was some hitting. There was a lot of men left on base. Newport was pretty consistent. Like you said, if they're pitching for the most part. Only letting up to 2 runs in the 5th and another one in the 7th. And that 7th, they tied it up at that point. But, when the Gulls came back in the 8th, they got that extra run to push them ahead for the game. But, batting wise, people must have thought I was something like a scout or something like that. I had like the paperwork out, and I'm flipping through the paperwork during the game. And I'm trying to match the numbers up with the guys and everything. But Dixon Williams, he was batting 2nd this game, which he's usually batting like 5th, right? They switched him up with Seymour.
I think so. Yeah.
And it didn't really serve him well because he only got a walk. Although he did. Oh no, he did pinch hit. I'm sorry, he did not start the game. Mushaka started the game, and Williams came in to pinch hit for him. That's why he only has no at bats. He just has the walk, so that's probably why. Stevens was 2 hits, an RBI. The Tortoise, 1 hit, 1 RBI. Duncan 3 at bats, a walk, 3 strikeouts. I gotta tell you, it was nothing very entertaining. The actual guy that looks like he was doing the most damage here was Greeny with the 4 at bats, the 2 runs, and the 2 hits. Seemed like he did the most damage for this game. So, it wasn't a very entertaining game to see. I guess you say it was a good pitching duel, if you will. Use that word very loosely.
Yeah.
Holcomb did come out for the save.
Yeah,
at the end.
One nice pitch, no run. Yeah.
I gotta tell you, you can't beat these games. $6 for each adult. Beers were $5.75. Popcorn was like $3. I mean, you could walk out of that game and not spend, $50, which is nice.
True.
And the game's over by 8:00 too, so you still have the night ahead of you. So if you want to hit up the nightclub and go to the discoteca, there's plenty of time to do so. So, I would really like to see the name of the All Stars.
That'd be nice.
Let's see. Like they have the picture of the guys, but I can't tell you who they
Yeah.
are, right?
Yeah, I haven't even looked. I know there's a game. I'm just checking out the game in progress right now that I think is over, but I don't see that it's officially over.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about it next week probably, just to be safe.
Gulls for the hell of it. Let's see if I.
Are you looking for the All Stars?
Yeah, if I could just Google it real quick. All-star selection. 2024. All right, let's see.
This doesn't have any players. Yeah.
What's up? All right, so this is I got some other website that has them. Okay, here's the names. I got the names. How do you like that? Let me just exit out this. It's on the What's Up Newport website. And it has, here you go. So the names of the players that we start: Brad Pruitt, Nolan Stevens, guy we talk about a lot.
Okay.
Adrian Coleman. Oh no, fuck. It just brought me to a massage page. That's a little weird. Nolan Stevens, Adrian Coleman, Kobe Holcomb will be going.
Yeah, this all makes sense. Yep.
Dixon Williams, talk about him a lot. Randy Seymour, Nico Brini, the Tortoise.
Wait.
And
really? Okay.
Tortoise, Tyler Hare. Tortoise is going. And Coach Mike Coombs, who we spoke to earlier this season, will also be going to the All-Star game. So, I guess did Stevens? Would they say Stevens?
I think so.
I
I mean, it should be. It makes sense.
Yeah, Stevens. Yep.
Yeah. Brini, Stevens.
Yeah. So I guess all the guys we talk about a lot, Williams, all them, Seymour are making it, which makes sense because those are the guys who are really producing so far this season. Surprises, yeah, maybe the hair a little bit.
Anybody on the pitching side?
Yeah. So pitching,
Pruitt's got it.
Pruitt's the starter.
Yeah.
And Adrian Coleman is the relief guy, and Holcomb will be the closer going. So that is your 2024 NECBL All-Stars going to Bristol on this Sunday, July 21st. Should be a hell of a game. I'm sure we'll have some highlights we could probably get from that game.
Yeah,
we'll be talking about it the next day on the 22nd. So, and then we only have like a week and a half left after that for baseball, actually live baseball for the playoff side. It does look like if the playoffs started today, the Newport Gulls will be in the playoffs. They are leading the division by 2.5 games. They can keep this up. Things are looking good for them. And hopefully we get some postseason ball we can talk about and things can get interesting. Maybe we can go to a postseason game and get our feet wet.
Yes, that would be mandatory for sure.
Have to go root on the old Gulls. But with that said, Mr. Mallett, anything would you like to talk about?
No, I want to, get in the air conditioning. I'm good. I just want to stay cool, man.
Yeah, it's hot. My studio's a little warm. Your studio's warm.
Can you see my screen?
The outside's warm. Hello, Mr. Alien. Are you sweating too, sir?
Hey, can it be like 35 tickets?
It's weird because are you behind a green screen?
I am, yeah.
But he's not like
he's in front of me. Just put him to the camera.
Oh, I put him to the left. See what happens. Does he disappear? Oh, he does disappear.
Yeah, well, I think it's because of my contrast, because of my skin, maybe.
Yeah. Hello, Mr. Alien.
We got to keep it light over here,
Yes, of course. All right. Well, if that's it, until next week, we'll see you guys later. Bye.